All right, what's on the bench? I had an old projector, a digital projector, and it's kind of worthless these days, so I was going to just throw it away, but I thought we'd do a teardown. It's made by Infocus. They were a big name. I don't know if Infocus is still in business or not, but Infocus was like the name back in the day. Yeah, this is a kind of a conference room type projector, a little bitty one. I've had it for a long time, and I got it used long time ago. So it's just probably low resolution and stuff. I don't even know now, but we will take a look at this. This is what I used to do. I really wasn't an electrical engineer for the last 30 years. I was an optics engineer, and I used to design things like this. I basically designed a few of these in my lifetime. What is it? Well, it's a lens, okay? So that's the projection lens. So it needs a light source, okay? And this is the light source. It's a high wattage arc lamp, all right? And we'll take a look at that. So the light goes in here. So there's the goes inza and here's the goes outza, okay? And so the light goes in there, and then magic happens inside, and an image gets projected. You know, you can imagine a slide projector in the old days. You'd have a transparency, and you would shine light through this colored transparency, and then it would get projected onto the screen. So you'd have a light bulb, and you have a lens. So at least we can understand those two things, right? And then if you had, instead of a transparent object, you had an opaque object, then you would need to bounce the light off of it. Okay, so you'd have to have things at angles and stuff. So this thing has things at angles. It's going to be a reflective type thing. So in these days, you would think LCD panel, you would shine light onto an LCD panel and then project that, but that's not the way these work. Not this particular one works. So let's go ahead and look at the back end. So let's pull this back board off. There's a whole bunch of electronics. That's kind of the boring part. I never did that. This is the actual thing that makes the image, okay? And this is called a digital light projector, DLP. And in fact, some of the circuit boards out of this thing, there are these special chips, DLP, okay? Texas Instrument was the one who invented DLP. And I might do a separate video on DLPs, but for now you can just think of them as little pixelated reflectors. Okay, they're little mirrors. And so that's in the back. So you need to bounce light off of this, and then it gets transmitted to the front, all right? And you notice that this is just gray. So you need to get color somehow. So how do you do color if the actual display itself is in color? So it's a black and white display. It's a reflective display, but it's black and white display. How do you get color? Well, if you open this up, okay, this is just plastic. You will see optics inside, and one of the very obvious things here you see is this color wheel, green, blue, red, right? Red, green, blue. Let's spin it this way. No, red, blue, green, and then white. Okay, so it has 4 different colors as it spins around. So this is on a motor, and it spins zoom, 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 zoom. All right. So the way that it works is as you're watching the picture, it's being flashed red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue. In fact, it's red, green, blue, white, red, green, blue, white. And by adding those images fast enough, you will see a colorized image. Your retina can't react to certain frequencies. The chemicals in your cones get bleached by the light, and they take some time to replenish. And so you have kind of a slow biological process of processing color. So if you flash fast enough, you don't see flicker. Okay. Some people are more susceptible to flicker, and others are less. But as this thing spins around, it's doing this flash, flash, flash. If you walk up to a projector like this and you wave your fingers in front of it, you can kind of get a stroboscopic effect with your fingers, and you can quickly determine whether you have a color. This is called color sequential, and if you have a color sequential system or a 3-colored system, we would when we were at a company building these things, we would always say this is our handshake, because everybody would run around and do this all the time to displays, and that just became our fun little inside joke that was our handshake, our wave. All right, so like I said, this is going to be a color wheel. It spins around. It's made of dichroic filters, so thin film interference filters, does that. I think I did a video on these once. So the light is in a reflector, and so it's a cone of light. That cone of light gets jammed into this aperture here. And so, you know, it needs to fit through a little portion of the wheel here as it spins around. So right there, it's spinny. And then it comes out the other side, all right? And it comes out the other side and hits a mirror over here. And that mirror redirects it this way. And that's where the display is. The display's back here, hits the display, and then it gets reflected and goes into this lens and goes out, all right? So I think I should draw a picture of what's going on here, and it might make more sense of what we're looking at. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have an arc lamp. Okay, so we're going to have this this arc lamp that creates a lot of light in a small point. The key is that you need a really small point of light because you're going to put it into a reflector. Okay, so there's a reflector here, and the light's going to get bounced off, and it's going to come out this way. Okay, and it continues on its merry way over to here, where there's a little lens. That's this one here. Hits this lens, and there's another lens right here, and so kind of does this type of thing inside, and then the color wheel sits in right here. Okay, so this is RGB white. That's spinning around. So now we're getting flashing light here, flash, 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 and it comes out of here. Okay. And it comes out like this, and you go, oh no, it's going too big. And so then there's a lens here. Okay. This lens here then focuses down like this. All right. And then it hits a display. Okay. So this is our DLP. Our micro mirror DLP, and then the image comes out this way at an angle, and then there's a bunch of lenses out here, and this is our projector lens, and then it goes out to the real world. So this is what's going on. Light comes in, gets collimated. Gets color sequential, red, green, blue, white. Then it gets collimated again onto a mirror that is the image, and the little mirrors here, they flip. So the way that a DLP projector works is that all these little mirrors, and the little mirrors can do this. Okay. So this mirror will bounce like that. This mirror will bounce like that. This mirror here will kind of go, eh, right? And so this is on a piece of silicon. These are actually micro machined onto silicon. And as you energize the silicon, you can get the little mirror to drop down, or you don't energize it, it stays put. So they're basically on or off. The mirror actually sends the light this direction. Okay, sends the light the right direction, or it sends the light the wrong direction. Okay, so this is the incoming light here. These are all the ins. Okay, so in and out, in and out, in and oops. And in here there'll be a light trap. The in and oops probably is in this direction. Okay, so here you would make sure that you're not going into the lens. Okay, if it doesn't go into the lens, that doesn't make it out, and so you'll have a light trap inside this thing. So like again, either on or off. So how do you get color? Red, green, blue, white, red, green, blue, white. That's how you get color. How do you get grayscale? It's pulse width modulated. How long is the mirror in the on state, and how long is the mirror in the off state? You do pulse width modulation on the DLP to do intensity. So color and intensity, and then spatial is pixelated. So that's the way these projectors work. Did a lot of that in my day. Did a lot of that. All right. So, like I said here, we got our light source, our first collimator, our spinny wheel, our second collimator hits a mirror. So this whole thing needs to fit in a small space, so you have to fold it up to make it fit. So you fold it up with a mirror. It goes through this lens here. I've drawn it straight through here, but it actually goes here, then it gets folded up, and then it gets folded again. So ding, 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 that kind of thing, right? Ding, ding, ding. You understand it? Ding, ding, ding. All right. And then if it goes ding, ding, and then oops, it's going to go off in this direction and it won't go anywhere. All right. Yeah. Let's take it apart a little bit more. Let's take this wonderful lens out of here. I used to design these things. There's a real trick in designing zoom lenses. There we go. We might do a teardown of this just to look at their design. Zoom lenses work two different ways. There's one section here that focuses, so this does the focusy bit, and then this thing here does the zoomy bit. Okay, and you can see there's two cams. One cam here, cam here. Well, there's actually three cams. This cam's not doing much, it's just a follower. But what it's doing is it's taking two lenses and separating them. And that does the zoom function. I could do a whole series of things on how to design zoom lenses, but yeah, that's the zoomy part, and then this is the focusy part. All right, and yeah, there's the goes in, so there's the goes out, so that's pretty cool. All right, here's the insides. This looks like it's going to be just a lens that'll pop out. It's just on a clip in there, yeah. So we'll pop that out. So this one is made of plastic, and it's going to be aspherical in shape because you can in plastic, and so it makes it so you can do a little bit different things. You don't have to polish it. It's already kind of comes out smooth out of the mold. So yeah, you can see it's a funny shape. It's got a little notch in it there. So yeah, you do what you need to do in order to jam these things into a small space. So that's the little thing, the little lens. Here's the mirror here. The mirror is just glued onto the side of the metal here, so it doesn't come off. And here's the little spinny bit for the wheel. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this, which we kind of overlooked. Let's see here. Let's see if I can take the lens of the. So when I was working on these things, we were getting our light bulbs from a couple places. Our funnest one was over in Schenectady, New York, I think, in the Finger Lakes area. Was Welsh Allen. Welsh Allen had, Welsh Allen had designed some light bulbs, had created their own light. They couldn't buy the light bulbs they needed, so they started manufacturing themselves for medical reasons. Welsh Allen's a big name in. Was it Welsh Allen? I think I got the name wrong now. Anyway, I think that's right. Oh man, this is hard to do with two hands. My hands aren't strong enough. All right, there we go. Some nice silicone wire. These things operate at very high voltages. I forget, 300 volt strike or something. I forget now. 100 volt constant voltage or something. Let's see if we can't. Yeah, this is all glued together with this ceramic glue. But I can draw you a diagram of what this thing is. There's a tube. There's a glass thing here and a glass thing here. Can you see that? And then there's a piece of metal down the middle, okay? This piece of metal down the middle. And this is just glass. And it's sealed. There's a lot of technology in making this metal glass seal. So this is, and then right here is a bubble, okay? So there's a bubble right here. And then these electrodes protrude into the center. And it looks like that, okay? So you put lots of voltage here and you'll get an arc. And the arcs are like a 1 millimeter gap. That is way in there. It's hard to see, but that bubble is right at the center. The reflector is going to do something like this, and it's going to be down at the focal point of this parabola. It's actually a hyperbola, but anyway. And so the light will bounce off of, will come out and bounce out, right? And so that's the way that works. It's way down on there. So, yeah, so you have to have a lot of technologies, making this reflector, making the light bulbs, doing the glass seal. The glass seal is a tricky thing. Yeah, this one's made in Japan. Doesn't really say the maker. Huh? I don't remember. That was 40 years ago now, a long time ago. That I worked on this stuff. Silicone wire, yes indeed. Nice big connector. So yeah, there you go. That's how this thing works. Light bulbs, lenses, optics. Yeah, a lot of color theory on this thing. Calibrating it to make sure that the colors are accurate. Display gamut, all kinds of stuff. Used to do all of that stuff.